Hi, Crosswatchers for Aquarius. Welcome to your November Crosswatcher video. We are working with an oldie but a goodie here. This is a discontinued deck. We are going to see what's going on for Aquarius. For those of you who are dealing with an Aquarius that you're curious about. This is done with the Crosswatcher viewpoint, guys. What Crosswatcher needs to know, what is going to be in their best and highest good of all parties involved. This is to bring about good energy, positive energy, healing, right? We're not doing anything shady here. We're not spying. So let's see what Crosswatcher needs to know about Aquarius. All right, my darlings, let's get right on into it. 2, 3, 4, 5. We have very soon coming up here, my darlings. Very, very soon. So Aquarius might be trying to figure out what they want to do, and they're going to be ready to make a decision soon or to give you an answer soon. However, Crosswatcher, this card has a special meaning to me, okay? This deck is one of the first decks I ever worked with. It's not the first, but it's one of the first. When I did a workshop with Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, and they talked about this deck, and they went through a lot of the different cards, and so this is a deck that I've seen be very expressive in readings over the years. And when I would see this card come up in my readings, Crosswatcher, it's, I don't want to say a warning for you, but you're being asked to get very clear about what you want. When I see very soon, it tells me be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. All right, so maybe you've been holding out for this Aquarius, or you've been waiting for Aquarius to decide that they're ready to make a commitment to you, or that they want to be with you. And this card is saying you're about to get what you're asking for. You're about to get it. But be clear about what you want, because this might come in with some caveats. It might come in with a few little surprises or things you weren't expecting or things that you weren't quite ready for. So you're being asked to look at the situation from all sides and to get very clear about what you want. Okay, because to me, very soon says that you're going to get this relationship. It's going to go the way that you're wanting it to go, but it might not be what you were expecting. Okay, and so I feel for some of you, this Aquarius is coming up in a way where they may tire you out. Mentally, emotionally, they could be a very philosophical person. They could be someone that has some bouts with depression. They could be somebody who gets into like very existential kind of moments in their life. And you need to be very clear about, can you really handle that, right? Because Aquarius is going to need somebody who can handle that. And, you might have your own stuff that you're dealing with. So when I see this card, it's like your wish is coming, but just double check and make sure this is really the wish that you want. Or double check and make sure that you're looking at the instruction manual, right? Like you're seeing what the requirements are going to be, or what some of the sacrifices are that you might have to make for this connection or this relationship. Next, we have here religious factors. Here we are. Boom. Right on here. Here's the clarifier. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Okay, so I want to clarify something. Some of you are like, oh, no problem, because I'm not religious. They're not religious. There's like no religion involved here. For some of you, this Aquarius might be coming and wanting you to make a conversion to some religion. They might be wanting you to denounce your faith in some ways, right? Maybe they're just somebody who's like, I don't want to be with someone who believes in a God, or I don't want to believe in somebody who's into tarot and crystals and, this weird, for them, like weird stuff, right? So they might be asking you to denounce something for the sake of the relationship, or so that their family doesn't talk, or their family doesn't have a problem with you. So this is something for you to keep in mind. But for the majority of you, you all are on very different kind of wavelengths here. And I think Aquarius is getting ready to open up to going in a deeper level of a relationship with you. But there's gonna be some bumps in the road here. You all aren't exactly on the same path. And there's gonna be things about this relationship that can feel like a bit of a three-legged race, right? Like, you know, two people and each of you have like your leg tied to each other, right? Like they might have their right leg tied to your left leg, and you guys are trying to get to the finish line, and one is pulling one way, one is pulling the other way. You may have very different priorities, right? You may have very different value systems, and that's something you're going to have to get very, very clear about. Okay, and you're going to have to really kind of take another look here at what your deal breakers are, because you might be dealing with a person where their main priority is to like have a big family, and your main priority might be to succeed in your career, or you know, to purchase a home, or to you know, devote yourself to more spiritual things, or do volunteering, or go traveling, or whatever it might be, right? You might have different priorities, different ethics, different ways that you look at the world. And if this relationship is going to work, it's going to require that both of you understand where the other is coming from and can have more of an open mind. Okay? For some of you, you're dealing with an Aquarius who's very open-minded, and they're going to be okay with, you know, however you are. You might not agree with the way Aquarius looks at things, or vice versa. You may be very open-minded, but Aquarius might be very, you know, kind of particular about how things need to be. So these are some discussions that need to be had. Don't just assume that everyone has the same ethics, same principles, same priorities as you. This is something that will come up between you guys. And if this relationship has any chance of success, you're going to have to learn to find the common ground, because I don't think either one of you is going to be able to change the other person's mind. Your next card here is attraction. Okay? You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So, I think what your Aquarius wants you to know, Crosswatcher, and I did say maybe your Aquarius is somebody that deals with bouts of existentialism or depression or things like that. And so they want to be around positive energy. They might be working really hard to be in positive energy. And so they want to be around someone that is passionate about things in their life. Like, they want to see you doing things that bring you joy. They want to see you doing things that are bringing you happiness. Like, they want to see you in a good, positive space. Okay? And for some of you, that might be exhausting. You might be like, well, you know what? If I'm in a bad mood, I want to be in a bad mood, you know? Like, for instance, I know I'm a Scorpio. I'm not going to fake my mood. I'm not going to fake how I'm feeling. So, you know, we can't always do that. And it's not that Scorpio is asking you to fake how you're feeling, but Aquarius. Aquarius isn't asking you to fake how you're feeling, but Aquarius just wants to see you focused on the positive. And I feel Aquarius wants to see you doing something with your life that you're passionate about. So, for example, say that you're ending up with an Aquarius, because I do feel this relationship is moving forward. Say you're dealing with an Aquarius, and maybe you're lucky enough to where you're with an Aquarius who makes a good living, and you are left to just kind of, not have to work, or, whatever. But they still want to see you doing something, right? Even if it's not like a job. Like if you're out there volunteering, or if you're out there gardening, or if you're out there, getting involved in the arts or doing something creative. They want to see you be passionate about something. If you're with an Aquarius and things have cooled down and you've tried time and time again to bring back the spark or to bring back the love, your Aquarius just wants to see you in your beauty. Like, look how she's just so happy here smelling this rose, and it's like lifting her spirit. And in that moment, her love is watching her like she's so beautiful. right? Like she's so beautiful, and look at how she's just appreciating this rose. It's those simple things. You don't have to go like, you know, trying to show off to Aquarius, or walk in with a ton of money in your pocket, or like a really amazing suit, or a really amazing dress, or a whole makeover, or anything like that, or like acting all sexy. They're not looking for that. They just want to see you in the moment, passionate about something, enjoying life, and that's going to boost their attraction for you. That's going to boost their desire to be near you and spend more time with you. So especially if you're dealing with an Aquarius that seems to be distant, or you just want a little bit more attention from them, this is how you're going to do it. It's just let them, you know, fall in love with you as you fall in love with life, right? Like watching you fall in love with life. So find those things that get you moving, that gets your feelings going. Next, my dear, we have here soulmate. So this doesn't surprise me at all, and I'll tell you why. Because you guys have very different ways of looking at the world, right? And it was very, very clear from the beginning of the reading that there's going to be some challenges in this relationship. You all are very different in some ways here, okay? So coming into the connection, or coming into the relationship, now, we know that it's going to have its challenges. But so this is a soulmate relationship, not necessarily a karmic soulmate relationship. And I've said this in the past, and someone really went into the comments about it and was like, no, like they could not accept this concept at all. But not all karmic soulmates are negative or low vibration thing kind of karmic soulmate. Sometimes we have karmic soulmates that come in a way where we're learning a lesson, and we're learning joy, or we're learning commitment, or we're learning something in a more positive way, okay? And, you know, somebody was like, no, the karmic is always temporary, always temporary. Well, maybe your karma in this life is to learn commitment. Maybe your karma in this life is to learn not to give up on somebody. And maybe you have a soulmate that's coming in with that karma to help you to learn how to do that, to not give up when things get tough, right? And that's what I tried to explain, and somebody was just like, no, like they could not hear that. But I feel this is the kind of connection, Crosswatcher, that a lot of you have with this Aquarius, where you all maybe are coming from different worlds, okay? And there may even be something here around conversion, or they're having a hard time accepting your beliefs, or the things that are important to you, or the things that get you motivated. And so this is a soulmate, however, in that you guys are helping each other to grow. You guys are helping each other to see the world in this new kind of light, in this new kind of way. And there's a lot of growth that's happening here, okay? You guys are helping each other to grow. So even though there's challenges, and even though there's going to be hard times in this relationship, at the end of the day, when all things are said and done, you're dealing with a soulmate here, a significant soulmate, right? And this is a relationship where, whether or not you all decide to stay together, it's the kind of relationship that you're changing each other's lives, right? And I will even dare to say this. I'm going to venture out on a limb and say this, Crosswatcher. Even if you and Aquarius don't stay together forever, I feel this is one of those relationships, or one of those situations where they're always going to be in your life, and you're always going to be in their life. To what capacity? It's kind of up to you. I'm going to be honest with you, Crosswatcher. I think the ball is in your court on this one. I think Aquarius is showing up, and it's going to be up to you to decide whether or not you're going to be able to accept the way in which they're showing up, because they're not going to be willing to change a whole lot. Okay, so I think it's going to be up to you to decide where you want to compromise, and where you draw the line and you say, absolutely not. This is something that I'm not willing to compromise. But even again, then, I don't know if Aquarius can leave you alone. I just kind of feel like, you know, they might say, okay, well, I've thought about it. Maybe I can let that go. Maybe I don't have to, like, force Crosswatcher to make that change. I just see that you guys are just really challenging each other's thinking and each other's viewpoints, and there's a lot of growth that's coming through that. There's a lot of change that's coming through that. A lot of spiritual evolution, if it were. Your next card here is let your friends help you. Okay? Ask for and accept support from others. So this is a fine line, and I kind of feel like this is what Spirit is saying. You need to be cautious what you're sharing with your friends, right? You might have times that as you're going through these challenges with Aquarius, you want to go and you want to vent to your friends, and oh, Aquarius is like this, Aquarius is like that. But be cautious of what you're saying, okay? And don't paint a negative picture out of your frustration or out of your anger. I think we've all seen that in our own friends. Like we've all like had this one friend and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like your partner is so terrible. Why are you still with them?" Because you've only heard nothing but terrible things about that person. Your friend doesn't come and say, "Oh my goodness, my partner did the sweetest thing today," or "Oh my goodness, I was just thinking the other day, like, that I love this person." Like, you just hear all of the negative, and then you're just like, why is this person with this terrible, terrible person? So you don't want to be that person. You don't want to go painting a horrible picture of Aquarius to your friends and to your family, to where everybody is saying, "Oh my goodness, Crosswatcher, get away from Aquarius. Aquarius is the worst." All they've heard is the negative, right? You don't want to be that person. But you want to be balanced and maybe being open-minded and going and talking to your friends or your family, to the ones that you can trust, the ones that you know are going to be positive, the ones that you know aren't going to be all negative and, just say, negative things. And maybe say, "Hey, do you think I might be overreacting about this? Or do you think there's some ways, like, how might I be able to improve this? Or how might I be able to change this? Or how might I be able to, have this conversation with Aquarius?" Approach it with someone that you trust, someone that you can see that maybe they have their life together, or that, they have a relationship that you're like, "Oh, I would like to have a relationship like that." And go in terms of advice. Don't go in the terms of complaining. We all need to vent sometimes. We all need to vent, right? But just be cautious what you're saying about this person, especially if you're dealing with a soulmate person and this is somebody you're going to be with for a long time. For a lot of you, you don't want to put poison out there about them to where everybody in your life is like, "Crosswatcher, why are you with this person? They are literally the worst." And it's not fair because they don't have a fair representation of that person. They didn't get to make a fair judgment on that person because they just heard all the terrible things when you were angry. So just be cautious of that, because that happens where you're like, "Oh, my friends and my family, they hate my partner." Well, okay, they hate your partner because they've probably heard bad things about your partner. So that doesn't mean that if you're in a bad situation or abusive situation that you shouldn't tell anybody. If you're in an abusive situation, you need to leave. But this is not about an abusive relationship here in this counsel that's coming in. This is for those of you that just have those regular, everyday kind of things you want to vent about. Be cautious how you vent. And go to only people that you can trust and people that are going to come in with high vibration. Not people who are going to instigate drama. Not people who are going to come in with their own hatred and their own things and project those things onto you. Okay, so be cautious who you're going to for advice. And again, go with the spirit of advice. Don't go with the spirit of venting, because I think some of you are going to really want to walk away from this person and you're going to find that you're deciding to stay. And then you're going to have to hear everybody all like on your back about why are you with this person? Why are you with this person? Because from what they heard, you were so unhappy and they were so terrible. So be cautious of that. Be aware of that. This is not going to be easy. Okay, it's not going to be easy, but this soulmate connection is very strong. And I just feel like even if you and your Aquarius, ended things in November, I would see you getting back together again. I just feel there's such a strong soulmate connection. This is not an easy relationship, but the connection is so strong that I think it's hard for you to leave each other alone. Okay, you might want to watch the Aquarius love reading for November, or even your own love reading for your sun, moon, Venus, whatever. The November love readings will be up soon in the next couple of days. And those November love readings are going to be more in the eyes of that sign. This Crosswatcher video is for the Crosswatcher. It's a bigger, broader, more bird's eye view. But the love readings for November are going to be through that person's eyes, the first person account. So feel free to check those out if you would like. If you would like a private reading, you can go ahead, and click on the Calendly link in the description of this video. And you can go ahead and you can schedule a private reading with me there. And you can, see the different options, the different prices, the availability. All of that is there in the Calendly link. I thank you so very much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I am wishing you a fabulous November, my dears.